Welcome to Outside In. My name is Steven. I got a pretty interesting comment on the video I did for this smoke leak detector, and the comment had to do with you shouldn't use a smoke leak detector inside your vehicle because it would build up residue inside the system, which could cause serious problems. So I communicated back and forth with this person. I did a lot of research before I decided to do this to make sure that I get the correct information out to anyone who may be buying the product that I recommend. So that concerned me. So I did more research just to be sure I didn't miss anything. I found a lot of professional mechanics and even engineers that recommend using smoke system to find leaks in your vehicle. And there's lots and lots of videos on YouTube as well from mechanics and professional mechanics that create videos showing how to check your system for leaks using a smoke detector. But there's one thing that no one ever mentioned, even engineers. I've never ever seen anyone mention anything about smoke machines that could cause serious problems in your system from residue, from the smoke. So I told this person, I'm like, I am not discounting what you're saying. The only thing is that I did research on residue left behind from using smoke machines in a vehicle, and I found absolutely nothing, zero information. I decided to do a test. Now in that video, I show this, the fog machine Smoke B. When you use this to put smoke, even though it's a beautiful effect, everywhere that the smoke that comes out of this thing, everywhere that smoke touches, leaves an incredible greasy residue. This smoke will get into everything. When they offered to send this to me to review, I was wondering, hey, I wonder if I could use this to replace this and if it will put out less residue. It's algae pre-filter, not smoke machine filter, but it works great. I bought smoke fluid specifically for this. I do not want to put that fluid into this. I do not want to burn this up. For these, a lot of people are recommending that you get baby oil. When you buy fluid that's specifically formulated for a leak detector in your vehicle, it's more expensive. But we're gonna find out. I'm gonna do a couple different tests. I have these set up, these boxes set up here. Now I'm going to, before I handle the paper, in case somebody will mention it, because I know somebody probably will, the oil on my fingers, I do not want getting soaked into the paper. How this is gonna work is that I am going to weigh each one of these pages, and then I'm going to write the weight down in grams before I do the test. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the paper inside of each box so it can simulate that smoke lingering in your system. Any residue that's going to be left in your system is going to most assuredly be collected on this paper. And then at the end, we're going to weigh these pages to see which solution leaves the most residue. You like that idea? I thought that was a pretty cool idea myself. I don't know, I'm just patting myself on the back. Then I'm going to take another set of pages and I'm going to lay on the top of each box. And then I'm going to put smoke on the top and just let it sit there. And that way would give you an idea of what it would happen just using either one of these in a photo shoot. So let's get to it. I think this is going to be interesting. I'm excited about doing this test. All right, so what I'm going to do first, now this is fog machine Smoke B, and that would be the fog machine fluid that I'm going to be using that it comes with. So, but like I said, I'm not going to try to attempt using different fluids in that because I don't want to ruin it. And this one is for the Andemon JS 108B using the Samarillo smoke fluid, which is already in it. So I'm going to play that one there. And then the next one after that, I'm going to change out the fluid for the Amazon Basics baby oil, mild and gentle fluid. But first we have to get a weight for the fog machine of that paper. Let's turn on the weight scale. All right, now let's see what the weight is. That is 6.2 grams, 6.2 for the fog machine paper. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that and stick it inside of here for that test. Okay, and then we're gonna take the Andemon, we're gonna weigh that paper for the Samarillo smoke fluid. And the weight of that one is 6.1 grams. Okay, so that one is for the Andemon. We'll stick that paper inside. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take this and put the filter on it. All right, so let's go ahead and get this one filled up with smoke. Okay, we're going to let that set in there. Now we're going to put smoke in this one. Let's start the timer there. See if we can get this one filled up with smoke. Let's start that one. Now what I'm going to do is blow this out again. So I can get 2 tests done at once. So this one is for the smoke bee machine using the fog machine fluid that it came with. Let's get a weight on this one. And that is 6.2 grams. Putting that on there. And now this one is the Andemon using the Samarillo smoke fluid, and I'm going to put it on this one. So let me get a weight for this paper. 6.1 grams. Now I just want to simulate like what you would do in product photography. So let's go ahead and get some smoke on here. Let's put some smoke on this one. Wow, I love this. Boy, that does such a nice job. Okay, and then we'll just let that set there, just like it would be setting on your table after a photo shoot. It's already been almost 5 minutes for this side. You know what? I'm just going to let it go for maybe 10 minutes inside your system, for the smoke to be sitting in there for at least 10 minutes. And let's see the kind of residue it's going to add to your internals. Okay. All right, so first thing I want to do, so I want to weigh this one. Okay, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So 6.5 grams, and that would be 0.3 grams of residue. Okay, now let me weigh the open air one. 6.1. So it was 0.1 grams. All right, this one actually I wasn't paying attention, went to 15 minutes 30 seconds almost. So let's weigh this one and see if there's a difference. Oh my, look at that. 6.1. Oh my, 0. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Absolutely did not put any residue on it. So let's try this open air one. 6.1. 6.1. 0 residue and 0 residue. No residue on the paper at all. So that is pretty awesome. All right, so now we have to do one more test. And what I'll do, so I'm not cross-contaminating anything. That's why I use the bags in here. I'll just put a new bag in here so I get a good reading for the baby oil. And I'm going to do closed up in the container, and I'm going to do an open air again with the baby oil. Okay, so that's a new clean bag. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I need to drain the oil out of this fog machine or smoke machine, and I'm going to unplug it. And when I put the fluid in for the baby oil, when I put the baby oil in here, I'm going to take it outside and let it run for a few minutes to make sure that I'm getting nothing but baby oil out of this for the smoke. So there's less cross-contamination with the results. So try to make sure I get all of it out. Okay. Okay, that should be plenty. I'm only doing this for a few minutes. All right, let me get my new gloves on and that are not contaminated with oil. So when I handle the paper, I'm not contaminating the results. When I went outside and I spent a couple minutes burning fluid through here to make sure I was just using nothing but baby oil, the difference in odor was absolutely amazing. Now this smoke here puts off quite an odor, but inside your house, this does put off a pretty bad odor. But this here, oh my goodness, the odor was so much more pleasant. But we're gonna find out if maybe the baby oil is the way to go with this, as long as the residue, maybe it's gonna have residue now because the odor is better. Let's get the scale fired back up. Let's get our paper weighed. This is going to be using the Amazon Basics Baby Oil Mild and Gentle. I'm using both of these for this test. The first one obviously is going to be inside the box, and then I'm going to do another one with it on top. So the first thing we're going to do is get the measurement, a weight. .1. So it's saying 6.1 going in. Let's put that in here because that's where it's going to be staying for the next 15 minutes. Then let's weigh this other piece of paper. Okay, 6.1 going in for the baby oil, and that'll be on the top. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get this filled up with smoke. Now, actually, also outside, I noticed that this smoke looked really nice that it was putting off with this baby oil. Now, I don't know, it just looked a little bit whiter to me, but maybe I'm wrong. And let's start the timer. All right, now let's put this paper on the top and do a smoke on that one. Wow, I love the way that looks. Okay, so now I'm going to let that sit there for 15 minutes again. Okay, so we are at 15 minutes. Let's take this out. That baby oil smells a lot better. Okay, so let's see what it weighs. 6.2. And the baby oil, 6.2. So that's 0.1 residue. All right, so now let's try the open air one. See how much that one weighs. 6.1. So again, 0 grams. Oh my goodness. This is absolutely amazing. Wow. Okay, that was awesome. I am so glad that I thought of doing that. I was thinking about doing that before I ever got that comment, but because I was wondering, well, should I really do it or not? But then when I got that comment from that guy, I was like, yes, I am definitely going to do that now. So I'm so glad that I did this test because I have used this a number of times doing product photography. And I'm here to tell you that every time that I use this to lay smoke, that I have got to really clean up afterwards because of the residue it leaves all over everything. But to find out that what I told that guy in that comment, that I was right. This leaves zero residue using the Samarillo smoke fluid, and it's made, now some of you may like this, and a lot of you will. Let me show you. I think you'll like this. You can see that it says made in the USA. There you go. If you don't want any residue on anything, now the baby oil, still incredible, absolutely. But what's incredible about this is that even inside of the case, after 15 minutes of being in that smoke, 0.1 residue. It's all 0.1, which is 3 times less than what this does. So this still could be used inside your vehicle, except it does leave some residue. Even though it's a little, it's still something. But if you use this, maybe you could get a bottle of this just for your vehicle, and then you can use baby oil inside your house, because believe me, whoa, this odor that this puts out is way, way better than what this odor is. This odor, if you're using it inside of your home or your studio, it's gonna stink it up. There was at least a day, well, I'll say a day and a half, and still I was smelling the odor. Baby oil absolutely is beautiful in this thing. And on the outside, as you saw, no residue, none. This crazy residue, it puts all over everything, but this, nothing. And it does a really nice job. Now, I don't know about using this in here. I don't want to try that because this was $200 and I do not want to mess this up. Now, I'm going to try to do a photo for the thumbnail of this video, and I'm going to use, I'm not going to use this one. I'm not, because this is what this is for, but this is not for that. So I'm going to make that photo with this machine, and I'm just going to use the baby oil to get the photo, and then you tell me what you think. $80 or $200? What do you think? I love this. I love this. For $80, you can use it for so many different things. Thank you for coming by Outside In again to see another video. This was so much fun. I truly enjoyed this. If you would like me to try to get some other types of oil to try in this, not this, I don't want to mess this up, but this here, definitely a lot of people are using this with baby oil, so there already is proven that it's not going to hurt this. If you want to use it for your vehicle as well, just get a bottle of this and let it sit there, and don't use it for anything other than your vehicle, because as you saw, zero residue, zero, absolutely zero residue. That was amazing, amazing. Get this for your vehicle and then use baby oil for everything else, for your photo shoots, for your videos, for your movies, or whatever. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, find someone that needs a reason to go on and give them that reason. Find someone who needs to laugh and make them laugh. God bless each and every one of us, and I will see you in the next one.